Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to a brand new stream. I'm going to turn the music down just a little bit. Go back here. Today, I am going to be going for what I really wanted to do, like yesterday, but I didn't have everything set up, would be to be drawing out the sketch and then, I'll be doing print screen and just taking it from my monitor above me. So I have my monitor, XP pen. Let me get my camera readjusted. Like so. So today is day 2. I'm trying to make sure I keep my hand so that you guys can see the pencil, which is a lot harder because I'm used to my hand being up here, and that's just a more comfortable position for me. Is scribbling out whatever, like a madman, just writing a unhinged letter or something. But anyway, so today is, let's go with spider. So I have an idea for what I want to do. I'm gonna turn off my turn up my mic just a little bit. Okay, so the plan is that I'm gonna start off with a figure eight. Sorry for being slow. I wanted to just so I'm gonna start off here. Right, I was hoping I could remember to bring something that would make it easier to measure out, so I'm not estimating completely. So I can always make it bigger. I'm gonna just try to keep it simple. I said yesterday, but I did not keep it simple. That's on me. Okay, so that's about halfway. And that's about halfway. I'm not going to be focusing on facial details right now, just because I'd like to add the final details. I forgot. It is really handy special eraser that I can use. Just get the top half secure, roughly the size of the head. You can always make the head just a slightly bit bigger. Erase these guidelines because they're so hard to set that they're going to still be there. Get that up a little, just so that I'm not dealing with something as long as hell. And this is just a really rough sketch, just because. And more erasing. Make it a little bit longer. That should be long enough. decides to stay on me, that is. I think her shoulders. Estimating here, I'm not going for the most realistic, as what I'm about to do is going to be more fantasy, so I'm going to I don't know how I want to do this, because I can just fix the body so that it's more of an angle. Better. The head's going to be more straight on, but the body is going to be more right now. I'm like more obsessed with these square necklines just because. And hopefully people can see where I'm going with this. Okay, so it's gonna have like 8 legs, so look up a reference photo. Spider side view. Okay. Perfect. I'm gonna use that for like the end for quick erasure. Hi, inflated beef. Get that back. Remember to do that. So I'm gonna make one leg here, one leg there. It's not gonna be like completely anatomically correct, but it's like, oh, it's gonna be like Spider-Woman, because it's like a chick. But yeah, it's like literal, like a literal interpretation. Oh, I need to set the ground, so. Oh, here we go. I need to do one thing real quick. There we go. I just went like a way to tell where, and that's like really on an angle. So it's more about telling me where the floor is going to be. So you have like one part going up, one part going more to the side. I want this a little bit longer, a little bit going toward the side. Having something going down, and then right when it hits the floor, yeah, I think the thing is, this is actually, I didn't come up with this necessarily, but it was it's a part of Japanese mythology, so, but there is this, Japanese, spirit or god, I can't remember which, but it's it's like this woman with, it's like a centaur, but like spider. I'm trying to keep it as, and this is because I got just addicted to this one song called Spider Sweet. And so, like, because I got addicted to the song, I'm like, I need to do this. It's kind of like, so, like, the general gist of Spider Sweet is that, it's about a spider that, whoops, hit something. Probably my, mic. So, it's a song about a moth that gets attracted to a spider. And so it's about the spider, like how nature is just cruel and unusual, and it's just literally a duet between a spider and a moth. And it's like this really dark song, but I got addicted to it nonetheless. These little bands. It's not going to be 100% accurate to a spider, but I don't care. I'm going to be going in, it doesn't matter how pleasant this looks, because this is literally the ugly phase where I'm just getting a rough sketch of how I want this to look versus how it's going to look in the final draft. Implications of another leg on the other side. I'm gonna have like this one going like almost up in the air. Thanks for the bits, Inflated Beef. I really appreciate it. So we're gonna have this leg just as so. This is like the sloppier part, because frankly, I don't know how to do this. I am doing references though, like I'm like, please. I'm like obligated to give her clothing because it's Twitch, and Twitch will literally demonetize me if like I do anything other than like a fully clothed human being. Which, I mean, okay, I get why, but at the same time, it's a spider thing, so... Let's go with... Alright, that's a bit too far. Alright, roughly around the same point. Okay, so... Like, yeah, the face is gonna be, like, really ugly considering the fact that, like, I'm, like, working on such a small angle. I'm, like, working with, like, such small details. I might want to make her, like, face slightly wider, so, like... It's like she has, like, eyes on the side. Bit higher up, though. Because I do want her to have, like, the 4 eyes that, like, a regular spider has, but I'll figure that out when I get there. If I get there. Hi, Humble Tracker. I'm doing great today. I wasn't even sure if I was going to stream today because I was very busy. It's my dad's birthday, and... Like, I just got back from eating dinner with my dad. I have absolutely no clue how old he is. I don't. He's in his 60s something. I just know that's as much as I know. That he's somewhere around retirement age. He's retired. And that's it. I'd like her arm to be something. Because I don't draw enough hands. And I feel like that would be a good challenge, especially since I typically do hands better in sketches than I do in digital. Digital is just a pain. So I'm gonna give her a little wrist. I mean, even if the hands are terrible, I'd rather like have terrible drawn hands and know that I tried than to never try and think they're always going to be terrible. I'll be honest, once I hit 20, I never bothered with the numbers. Like people are like, so how old are you? And it's like, fuck if I know. Let me erase this real quick. Because I'd rather have like her having like a more dainty position with her hands than like no, that needs to be longer. Hopefully I can fix it when I go to digital. And because I don't want to draw two hands, because even though I want to challenge myself, I'm still lazy. I'm just gonna like hide one of her arms, implied to be like behind her legs. And the biggest reason why I did that is spacing out the legs, because I think it would be interesting if like the way she wore clothes was like she had like strips of fabric that went around the legs. So it's like implied to have like buttons on one side, so but I don't want to erase that yet because I'm going to be using this I want it to be lightly, and I think that would make sense, you know, like you have like this strip of fabric. So, like, it makes sense. Like, how would she put on clothing, you know? Like, if it was just, like, one solid piece, it would make no sense. Because you have, like, so much, you have, like, so much cloth. And so like that way, because it's like you have to think like what would be the biggest disadvantage to like having like your lower legs be like spider like, and that would be like getting clothes on. Okay. I'll fix that once I get into digital, but for right now, I think that's decent enough. Spider day 2. Go to Clip Studio. Paint. File. Oh wait. Cancel. Minus. Print screen, my favorite friend, because it means that I can just go straight to File, create from clipboard, change that to Clip Studio Paint, done. And it was that easy to make a digital file. So I'm gonna mute for a minute just because I need to get like my tablet set up. So I need to switch over from having like my my phone here. So I will be back in like a few seconds. So I'll let you just vibe with the music. Okay, I am back. So I got the my tablet set up, so I can just go click new, Okay, I'm on that already. And black. Perfect. So we're gonna go on this cute but slightly cursed face here for a minute. Turn that opacity down. I like going for darker background colors just because it like when you're working with lighter colors, it makes it really difficult to tell. I'm gonna turn stabilization 100% on. You can always go back and erase any overdrawn lines. Your eyes like a more circular appearance. I'm gonna actually add those at the very end. So one way I like to add like extra eyes, and I know it's like more like a grim thing, but okay. I'm gonna actually add the nose real quick just so I have a much better idea of facial anatomy. And like working on such smaller space, it's a lot easier to get these finer details in. Oh, and I need to erase like the rest of the eyebrow. So the way I like adding extra eyes, lower the opacity a little bit. And even though it's a bit grim, it gives you like the ability to make something that feels like it's more realistic. So, because I'm a stickler for things like that, and I want to make sure like the eyes don't overlap. So, usually the eye sockets will start like at the corner of the eye and continue to the other corner. So, that's how you can tell like where like the socket really starts. And I like doing this just so like I can add like more eyes, but like in a more realistic way. So add another one just slightly smaller. And because she's on an angle, this one's not going to be as visible. But like it will at least make sense in the context of like biology. So that way, like, when I'm doing the rest of her face, it makes sense. And I can just erase this when... Actually, I didn't need that. Pretty good. I'm gonna give her, like, very, like... very small eyebrows. Kind of like, okay, she doesn't have, like, a lot of space for that, so she kind of has just, like, very small ones. Bushy, but small. And I'll work on her hair later. Whoops. It's like my one complaint with Clip Studio Paint is that it's easy to accidentally go to the side. I'm gonna make this different, so like, it's kind of like gravity is doing something. And now we're at the cursed hand. I mean, I do have the benefit of her just being like a spider lady, so her fingers being slightly longer can just be considered like an aesthetic choice and not just me screwing up, which would be the case, but still. gotta restart that part. Okay. Ah, perfect. I should zoom up. That. At this point, this piece in Inktober is going to be more like a challenge of everything, because reasons. I mean, I've never really drawn a spider before. So now we have like these creepy spindly legs. Which are perfect for nightmares. Let's see here. That looks pretty good. Okay, that was a bit long, but oh well. Just erase. Too thick on that one. Okay, and one more leg. I'm basically done with the legs. Really getting the initial sketch out. Get a new one. And then this is mostly for me. Because I do plan on making like an exclusive version available on my DeviantArt. And it's gonna be like an alternative. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go back to this version. Nope, I did not screw up that one. Okay, there we go. Thank you. I really try. So, just getting a cloth situated before I add the buttons or those details. Going back to 0. And so this should make way more sense now that I have, like, the ability to isolate the fabric. I create another layer just so that if I do screw up, I'm not erasing the legs. How do I want to do this? There we go. So the idea will be like, she wears like clothing with like either buttons or snaps that keep everything together, so that way she doesn't have to worry about like really anything. So it's like she just drapes over the top part. Delete this real quick. Because I think it would like make way more sense if it's like, okay, this is like mostly like buttons, so it goes over her head and she doesn't have to worry about like getting anything caught up or like treating it like pants, because that would be a pain. Okay, I don't know why that didn't erase immediately. Because, like, when it comes to these kinds of things, it would be easy to kind of, like, just imply that it's, like, a skirt or what have you, but I think it's more interesting if you, like, put some world building into it and, like, think, okay, hypothetically, if this really existed, how would this kind of creature get dressed in a way that would make sense to them? I'm gonna give it like the implication that she makes her own clothing. So like, so it's not completely even, it's just it looks a bit weird because it's not like, let's see here. Yeah, like she has like this skirt, but it's not necessarily like, it's like she had to make her clothing herself. And all of a sudden I don't like the way this no. Yeah, I'm gonna delete that actually. A lot better. I'm just like imply that her arm, like her other hand is wrapped around her side, so like it's not visible. Because I am not in the mood to do another arm. Let's go. Nope. I'm trying to think how I want to do this hair. Oh. I'm gonna give her like this headband type thing where it keeps her bangs out of her eyes. And in this case, it's like her multiple eyes. Which I think would make like a lot of sense. Instead of giving her that part, give her like the side part type thing. Give her like really long hair. And normally I didn't feel like doing it, but I think it would work a bit better for her if she had like some ears. Just simple ones. Go with slight erase on this eye. I always make this mistake of making the corners of the mouth more sharp. Instead of more round, because that makes a bit more sense. Like really short bangs. Might just delete this. See if I like it with just like really short bangs. Even though I should have done it from the other side. I'm doing headband because I think like really short bangs would be slightly better. Like she just styles her hair so that it avoids her eyes. And it is a good way to give like quick texture. I'm want some hair texture. Because I don't know, like, I think that, like, if you, like, I'm not going to be doing, like, a lot of shading. I say now, but I really don't intend on doing a huge amount of shading on this one. This is going to take forever. And you can always add, I'm going to add some, like, highlights via this method too, just so, like, it makes sense. Normally I would have, like, if I was, like, on Procreate, I would have, like, a much better brush, but I cannot find a brush that's similar to the one, because I found, like, a brush pack that I bought. But I do not feel like charging my iPad just to do, like, some hair. Especially since, like, that takes, like, a whole other setup. It's, like, a whole other process. I thought I'd be done with this piece a lot faster. I'm not complaining. I actually think it's a good thing. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, like, by the time I get this colored and I got everything done, I'm going to have, like, so much time on my hands. Oh my gosh, I'm almost done with the hair. So far, here's what we got. File, open. It's taking forever to load. Here we go. I'm trying to think which color would be best. I'm gonna go with this one just because I haven't worked with it in a while. And it is like one of my more favorites to work with. The base. You know, like, I don't blame you for, like, let's see here. I can actually replace this. With the skin tone modifier. I know, like, when I'm on stream, I feel like I need to name it something that won't freak people the hell out. Usually I just call it skin. It's just like skin. What kind of skin? I'm not telling you. Mostly because I'm lazy and I don't feel like doing a lot of shading on each and every single leg. I'm just going to make them all black, or I'm going to make them like a really dark color, so shading is going to be mostly highlights. Because I'm not doing shading for 8 fucking legs. Oh my gosh. I chose this for the aesthetic, but not for the coloring. Though, knowing me, I'm going to go for hyper-realistic on the face, because I absolutely love doing that. I don't know, coloring in faces is just so therapeutic for me. Especially faces. I'm like spoiled when it comes to like Clip Studio Paint and things like that. Because masking layers are basically godsend. If it wasn't for masking layers, I'd lose my mind. I'd unironically just lose my mind. Let's go with stabilization. Turn that off. The biggest challenge would be to get this to being like minimum shading. Get that colored in. Move down. Okay, at least the skin tone is down. Let's go with... I'm not going with that, so... New. I'll go with a 5. Give me a nice stretch. And back to this. I'm just gonna get like the color like put down. And go with a smaller shader. A smallish shader. Blender, so that way and I think it gives like a decent amount of shading. I don't need it to be that complicated. Go for a 20 on the neck so that I can speed that up a bit. And a very tiny one on the nose. And this is considered very basic shading for me. Add a little bit more depth here. Another quick smaller one. New. This again, but soft light. So about that, got distracted a bit. The brilliant thing is you can add like so much realism by adding just a few colors. I like going for that color just because it's such a good, oh gosh, it's just a really good color. It's a really nice one. Add a little to the eyelids. Not being too worried that it's a bit dark, just because I am going to be blending it out. And I'll stick with the blender that I have. And so most of these faces have like places where certain things are going to be stronger. I'm gonna 8. Texture blender just so that I can get much better. So no colors with colors. I mean, it makes a huge difference. I'm gonna go adding a little bit to the chin just because it does look really nice. Go with 4. And I like putting lips on their own separate, like, even though they're part of the face, putting them on their own separate thing because it makes it a lot easier to shade. Go with 4. Yeah, she needs highlights on that, so. I'm gonna go with that instead of like anything else. Because that makes slightly more sense. I'm actually going to take this time to work on the hair. I'm not going to be doing this the entire thing, it's just that it makes sense to add more. Trying to keep the hairline to look as like feathered as humanly possible. All right. Getting the hair to being really good. I find it funny how orange it looks. it is an orange. It's an interesting orange brown. Thank you. So we got the hair almost done with the base color. Then I can just add some of the shadows, and I want to add some highlights, which isn't going to be that difficult. I like to go again. I don't want this to be overpowering. I just want to be adding like a variety of color. Because when you add even just like a slightly few more colors, you end up with something that looks more in depth. So like, not bad, better. There should be highlights. I'm going to rename this to highlights because I need to remember. Gonna go with hair highlights. I'm gonna like blend out the edges just a little bit. Let's go with an 8. Add a little bit more. It's a bit too light. Oh. No problem, I can always go back and fix the skin tone. No, I can get that to work. But not on that layer. No. Let's go with a lighter color. Give like a 4. She's like these big old blue eyes. She's actually looking really, really cute. Like, not gonna lie. Let's go back to... I'm gonna go with a darker color. Just so I can like add like a few touches that I forgot to add. Just not that dark. So underneath. So underneath the chin, upper lip, so lower lip. I can't remember, can't tell the difference. underneath the nose, just so like there is a bit more of a distinction. Just don't want to overdo it. And now onto the hand. I'm going to do another quick layer. Because I'm going to do shading in a... Because, like, part of her hand is going to be pale. I'm just going to have to erase part of that. Undo. Before I continue, I'm going to add some of the color. I don't want that big. Let's go with this dark brown color. No, not soft light, just normal. I need to modify that color a little bit. I'm gonna go with like slightly darker than our natural skin tone, just so that The hand's not going to be the most realistic thing on earth because, frankly, I'm terrible at hands. But so long as I'm happy with something in this painting, that's what matters. Not the worst thing I've ever done. I'm gonna go with pretty dark gray. Not black, but dark gray. Nah, I should go with black. And then if I want to, I can edit the legs so that they're like slightly different. No, I can't do black because then the rest of the legs will get mixed in with each other. Ah, here we go. I'm gonna go with this, and because I'm lazy, I'm gonna go with that. Just so, like, I can just do this. And then I'll soften that bit up later by adding something, I don't know what. I'm going with this just because, like, when I'm done, like, outlining all of the legs, I can just fill in with a paint bucket and I won't have any weird, situation going on. Okay. No. Hey, thank you for being here, Humble Tracker. I really appreciate it. Have a good night. Okay. Trying to be very careful. So for these, I'm just going to do highlights instead of adding shadows, because frankly, I still need to keep some like emotional energy for the clothes. Okay, I'm almost done with these 3, which is good. There we go. Stick with being very careful. I need to change that one thing, because I shouldn't do that. I keep on temporarily forgetting what my goal is. So get rid of that. Get back to this. Okay, so that should be good enough. Nice. I have no clue what color I'm going to make the dress, but well. delete that a little. Go back in here. You know what? I'm actually going to do that instead of what I intentionally did here. Because I think it would be interesting if the thorax actually matched the legs. I don't have to worry about that. I'm gonna be like covering this up with with the dress anyway. So I'm gonna put the dress on the I'm gonna put it on a higher layer anyway. What I'm looking forward to, and I kind of, not really, not fully, but, my 29th birthday is coming up, which means I am 1 year off from turning 30. Which is crazy for me. Because I don't even feel like I'm, like, look remotely 30. I barely even look like I'm 18, so... What was it? There was a saying that I heard like years and years and years ago, and it was I don't know when the middle point of my life is, so I've decided to have an ongoing crisis. And I feel like that accurately sums up my life. Don't know when the middle of my life is, so might as well have an ongoing crisis. I screwed up on that one. It seems counterproductive, but it means that I can just bypass this entirely and try to figure out... Okay, that's her arm. Good, good, good. Just figured that out. Since it was like my dad's birthday, he wanted to go to get Mexican food because he does like spicy food, and my buddy hates it. Like anything remotely spicy makes my stomach hurt. Like I left the restaurant where my stomach was like in so much pain, and I'm like, oh, I probably just ate too much. Then I ate ice cream, and I'm like, nope. I feel fine now. Because milk is a great way of getting the capsaicin responders in your body to stop sending pain signals. It just blocks it completely. And so I'm like, no, it's not that I was full. It was the fact that it was spicy as hell for me, and my spice tolerance is anything above salt. It's too hot. That's how like low my ability to handle any kind of spices. And I douse that stuff with like sour cream. Like, I took a bite of the food and I'm like, yeah, excuse me, waiter, can you just bring me like an entire side order of sour cream? And bless the place we went to eat at, they give you like half a cup of sour cream if you ask for it on the side. And my mom's like, are you gonna be eating all of that? Or can I have some? I'm like, I'm probably gonna be eating all of that. She's like, no, you're not. Ate it all. But I love sour cream. If you guys like spicy food, thank God someone does, because I am just not a big fan. My stomach is like, nope. And get like a cease and desist letter from like my stomach saying, what's wrong with you? I should edit the outline. Ah, here we go. Oh, I wanted to erase, my bad. But not by that much. Just slightly. I'm gonna go with that light brown. I need the texture blender. So that way it's like more obvious. lost track of what legs are to wear. Oh well. Made sense when I drew it. Yeah, Texture Blender adds so much more character to, like, the legs. Like, at this point, I'm kind of guilty in admitting that I'm kind of just trying to get this thing done as fast as possible. Because I like the concept. This is where, like, my partial laziness comes in. Clothes. I'm gonna be back. I'm just gonna take a quick break and put you B on B screen, and I'll be back. Okay, I am back. I like that color though. Like, I think that would be like a really cute color for like a dress. And going back to the tried and true method of just this. Okay. Whoops. That'd be a bit excessive to fix. And I'm gonna get that as well, so it's obvious that this is like part of her outfit and not just part of the body. Okay. Careful, careful, careful. Now, could I have spared myself the pain of having to deal with this? Yes. But that requires forethought. Something I do not have. I'm gonna fill those buttons up at some point. I'm gonna put those buttons on the hair layer. And that's just because I can and I will. Okay. Trying to be as careful as I can. But careful is not my first or any name in my. It's just not my name. There's this one guy's video that I actually really got into. He doesn't do it often, but it's I think it's like a zoologist, and every Halloween he gets, starting like a few years ago, he gets, Halloween decorations and rates them on their, accuracy. So you have like the, so, like, it's like a bunch of skeletons. Can't pronounce that word, but still. And it's like one thing if you get like the anatomy of an animal wrong, where it's like, okay, this is kind of based off of human anatomy, but then there is a spider skeleton, which does not exist. Spiders do not have a it was like a human one where it had like ribs and such, and it's like, no, spiders don't have skeletons. They have or at least not those kinds. They have exoskeletons, and that is a completely different thing. You cannot get those mixed up, and I completely forgot to shade that one part. Oh well. I'll get to it in a minute. I can't remember what day it is, but one of the days is gonna be like Angel, and I don't think I'm gonna be there that day, which really sucks because I'm gonna be at a wedding. I think. See here. I'm gonna do a double check real quick. No, I think I'm gonna be possibly gonna be here on that day. Maybe not. But it's like the 16th is going to be Angel, and I want to do like one of the traditional, like what we think. So, like, the non-biblically accurate one. At the same time, I want to do a biblically accurate angel. Whereas, like, 16 so many freaking eyes. Like, a ludicrous amount of eyes. Might do a combination of, like, biblically accurate angel and, like, what like modern angels are. Because biblically accurate angels are really cool. Not gonna lie. Cool. I'm gonna get a more gold color. Get back to this one. And these really cute buttons. I'm going to go back to a slightly darker one. Go back to skin tone. Perfect. And hope this is the right color, because... Yep. And just blend that so it makes sense within the grand scheme of things. Go back to hair. I'm going to just do a new layer. Soft light. And because I'm mostly lazy, I'm just going to go with like a black. Okay, what is going on? Oh, that's because I'm on the wrong layer. Oops. Delete that one. This is what I want. It's like silly me. And this is where my laziness comes in, because I'm not completely apathetic to the clothing. It's just that, well, I kind of just want this piece done with. LD! Oh. There we go. I got so excited I completely forgot how to do shoutouts. Starting recently. Very, very recently. And then I started yesterday. It's mostly because I'm a pretty good artist at night. Because, like, all the stress of the day has melted away. I know, like, not too many of my friends are on. Though I miss watching done streams because I was busy today. It was my dad's birthday. so far, this is what I came up with for Inktober of this year. Or today, really. Not this year. I mean, duh, it's this year. I mean... I was really looking forward to today because this is what I came up with. This insanity of a drawing. Where did I put the, here we go. Let's go with safe search. Open link in new tab. I wanted the image. Ah, here we go. Cancel. Does this show up? Ah, here we go. So this was the inspiration for the piece in general. It's someone else's picture, but like it's the general idea is it's a Japanese spider goddess. I'm just not as good at getting the legs because it's like the first time I ever did something like this. So, let's... I'm gonna go with like number 5. Clip Studio Paint. I'm gonna give my... I'm sorry. I'm gonna give a signature. Hi, Poachy Poachy Poo. Oh, I forgot to put stabilization on. I hate when I do that. I don't feel like doing that though. Ah. I'm gonna undo that real quick. There we go. And that is the finished piece. Let's see if I can, first of all, I'm going to need to save that. As Spider Girl. And try not to mute myself. Because I don't even know what hotkey I have for this. Should change it. I want to see if I can find day 2. Here we go. So this is day 2. Day 1, my bad. Day 1 was Dream. And I made it Dream Ice Cream. And now we have day 1. Day 2. Mel! So lovely to have you here. I should have like a really good there we go. I have like Mel's custom special command. And I like using them. Yeah, I make it so that like any custom command is extremely simple. I feel so bad because you guys just joined and I basically finished up like the this. I'm trying to think what I should do. Oh, that's fine. I'm just glad you got to see like this. I might just make the eyebrows a little bit darker. Not darker, but add like a little color to them so they're not just black. And yes, I am stalling. Nah, that doesn't look good. I'm going to save this as a Clip Studio format. So how was your guys' day overall? Let's see here. Oh, I have one thing that I can do, because I actually am really proud of this. I just need to get it open. That sounds pretty good. Real quick, I want to switch to Steam real quick. If it will let me. Why isn't it showing up? Seriously. Man. Here we go. Edit scene. I'm just gonna move chat to the other side real quick. But here is my Steam page. I have my favorites. I have like all of these games organized. I'm like so proud of like all of this. So like I have first person games, which is a lot. Let's see. I have 161 titles. Like 162 if we include soundtracks, but I'm not going to do that. So 161 games and software things that I had to organize. And some are duplicates, that's why, like, if you count these, it's going to be a bit more. I like this for, like, recording videos and whatnot. I can also record just audio. So, like, if I want to just, like, record a video's audio, I can do it via this way. So worth the money. Puzzle games. Storyteller, I definitely recommend it. Really good. I swear, LD feeds his grass steroids. Based off of how much he, like, talks about mowing the grass. That's the only logical explanation. If only everything else could be this organized. LD, honestly, all you need is just one category called The Long Dark and Not The Long Dark. And you're probably good to go. Like, what? How many other games do you play? It's like, games, like, you could get, like, away with 3 categories. Like, The Long Dark, games I play often, and everything else. Let's go back to Clip Studio Paint. Let's see here. Tina is still on, and so I would like to give her a raid, so I'm gonna raid her now, so that way she's, like, still available when, like... Just need to get to Tina's page, because I do love giving Tina a raid. And I'm, like, hoping that she doesn't raid me. So, raid channel. Tina. Start raid. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice night. Have a nice day. Wherever you are, just have a good one. Thank you to all my viewers who watch, like, the VOD. And thank you so much for everything you guys do. And now, on to the raid.